Paint the picture for us. How do you imagine robots and drones integrating into the Postmates delivery network?
If I paint a picture probably in 10 years from now, which is more exciting, I think we will have what we believe is a sidewalk class robot that will do a lot of the ultra short range deliveries. Highly dense metropolitan areas is where we believe we can deploy our sidewalk class robots in the most efficient way. These are often deliveries that are probably not suited for human labor. They're relatively short. I think the return as monetary value for the workforce is not as great, and this is where we think we can have the biggest impact.
So what do you have to say to the Elon Musks or the Stephen Hawkings of the world who have concerns that robots will eventually supersede humans or perhaps even become us?
I mean, I think it's all a question of timeline, right? I think Elon is right in his remarks that we have to be careful, specifically when it comes to AI. And I believe that things that he tries to fund, like OpenAI and together with Sam Altman, they're great ways to get the knowledge out there to a broader base of people and not just have too intelligent, isolated AI operating somewhere. When it comes to the robots, I think they already augment our life, right? Automation happened a while ago, and while there are some areas where we still have to explore the impact, there are others where I believe automation can't come fast enough. There are jobs that are simply not safe enough or secure enough for humans to perform these tasks, and I think that is something positive that we should focus on.
Bill Gates has proposed that governments should tax robot workers just like they tax human workers. What do you think about that proposal?
I think there's definitely an interesting discussion to be had here, and I think there's a time and a place for this discussion. Where I believe we are right now is we're still in the phase of experimentation. So we talked to Congress about not putting too many roadblocks into the cities, into the communities and municipal areas so that we can at least explore the impact and to what degree we will have robots performing deliveries in the future. That allows us to collect some data, that allows us to have deep analysis, and I think then once we understand the impact and how we can augment and use robots in our cities, we can have a discussion if we need to find a way to tax them or if we need to do anything else to protect the workforce that we have today. But I think we should agree on that we need to appreciate and we need to bear hug the future.
Well, there are still questions about whether the Postmates model can scale. Can you give us some concrete numbers that show progress you're making in that area?
Yeah, I think it scales well. I mean, these are external questions. These are obviously not questions that we ask ourselves. But look, Emily, we're doing over 2 million deliveries now per month. This year, we will move $1 billion in commerce on the Postmates platform. We paid out $300 million in income to Postmates on the platform. We're in 44 markets across the US, and we're attacking international territory in Q3. So I think the platform scales, and it is something that customers love and appreciate.
What about your plans for international expansion? You know, you had talked about launching in London. That hasn't happened yet. Is that still going to happen, and if so, when?
You will definitely see us launch internationally. I think that we have been more concentrated on penetrating the US market. Ultimately, that's a decision that we did earlier this year. But we will launch outside the US. I'm not sure if Europe is the first market, but you can think of it as definitely a market of interest for us.